Good morning.
Hi, thanks for joining us.
Happy Tuesday.
I'm Brendan here with Heather.
Yes.
And there's been a lot on Heather's plate. A lot of weather that's affecting a lot of people, millions of people, Heather.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. The weather story is ongoing. We're still dealing with that heat and humidity, so it's not totally safe to spend a lot of time outside today. And I think of all the people that have to work outside and don't have a choice, as I used to have my outdoor job. And it is not a fun time to be out there, but you definitely need to stay hydrated if you are doing anything outside. And a friend and coworker told me when I was like, stay inside, stay inside. Tried to go for a run yesterday and it didn't work out well. So really staying inside is the best option if you can and you have a place to cool off.
I saw people running yesterday, just thinking, why? Why on a normal day? I understand people like to give themselves challenges and
yes, there's that.
Have exercise and things like that. But yeah, if you don't have to run, maybe don't. And we're thinking, yeah, people working on road projects, delivery drivers. There are so many people outdoors, and some people, obviously, they need to go make their living. They need to be outside. Hopefully they're taking those safety precautions, Heather.
Yeah, but if you have the choice, just don't do any outdoor activities where you're doing strenuous activity because it's so humid outside. There's a lot of moisture outside. And your sweat is there to cool you down. But if it's too hot, then it'll end up, you know, still keeping you hot, and it's not going to cool you down. And that's when heat exhaustion sets in. So.
Stella the cat, nice and cool. Is she okay?
Yes, she was cuddling up in the blanket yesterday, and I'm like, must be nice. Yeah, she's comfy. Probably sleeping right now.
Probably.
Yeah.
She'll be excited when Mom comes home in a couple hours.
Yeah, screaming. And usually when it's hot like this, I've opened the slider door and she'll just sniff it, scrunch her nose up, and then walk away. She doesn't even want any part of how hot it is, which is good. I mean, she shouldn't be out there, but yeah.
Well, we see people commenting. We see, I always like to look for new names.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, we have these every morning.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear your weather report, where you're watching from, especially with how hot it is already this morning. I kind of want to know where those temperatures stand. Whether you're here in northern Michigan or elsewhere, we can give you a personalized forecast. If you are doing anything outside and want to know, we can zoom in as close or as far away as you want. And we can give you that personalized forecast.
Yeah, we do a Facebook Live. We know this is on Facebook, YouTube, and X, but we do a Facebook exclusive only live at about 6:20 every morning, well, Monday through Friday. Was it Susan who wanted to know the forecast for Mackinac Island today?
Yeah, that was Susan Lash-Sims.
Yeah. And it was an easy answer.
Yeah, just like, you know, looking at the forecast today, it will depend if we get enough convection during the day. I was just looking at radar currently just to see there's a shower in the eastern upper. But it depends on the daytime convection, and if the atmosphere is unstable enough, we could see a pop-up shower, but it would be mainly later in the evening. So if you're doing anything outside, you'll probably dodge that shower, but it looks like dinner hour, if at all. So there's a possibility there. But.
Okay. Well, I guess the answer wasn't as easy as I originally thought.
Yeah, it just
takes some explanation.
Depends on the atmosphere today. There's no definite answer. Models are not even resolving that stuff really well. It's not really showing it. So you gotta go off of what I'm saying, more so than anything, because sometimes the models aren't agreeing and they can't interpolate or, you know, put all that data in right to kind of predict that convection. So just know that is a possibility.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I'm just looking down here. No, Still our normal friends, which is great. We appreciate everybody joining us.
Yeah. So we were talking about summer. The first official day of summer is Thursday, the summer solstice. So we're asking you, how many average hours of daylight do we see in northern Michigan on the longest day of the year? Is it up to 12 hours, about 13, or more than 15? And I put the sunglasses there because you'll need them today.
And beautiful drone shots across northern Michigan. I love it.
Yeah, using the drone shot. This is the most recent outdoor shot we have of M22 in Suttons Bay. So I was like, gotta take a summer shot there. So, well, I guess late spring, but. So we'll reveal that answer, but we'll get into the forecast. So we're talking about those temperatures, and we're already seeing those warm temperatures, mainly south of the bridge, but in the eastern upper too. We're already warming up to around the 70s, upper 60s in Newberry. That's where we're seeing that shower right now. But 81 degrees in Boyne Falls already, 81 in Traverse City, Frankfort. If you're in Cadillac, 77. The dew point also tells the other story, and most of our dew points are in the 60s up to the 70s and over 70 degrees in Boyne Falls and Manistee. And this just shows you the amount of moisture that's in the atmosphere. And it is pretty saturated right now. We are seeing a lot of that moisture. So it will feel humid. It's going to be air that you can wear today again. And you can see exactly why those dew points are in the 60s and 70s. We are dealing with an isolated shower. We did see some early showers and thunderstorms, but it looks like those have come to an end. Newberry and just east and northeast of there. So Whitefish Point, if you're there today, and at least right now, the next few minutes, you could see a rain shower. But we're talking about the heat advisory, and this is what our heat advisories look like. Stretch as far south as even all of Ohio, and then it goes all the way up the East Coast, even into Maine. And the one for us, at least in Michigan, we're under that one downstate through the thumb, and there's an excessive heat warning as well in that pink color. And they are dealing with dangerous heat with heat index values of closer to triple digits today. So dangerous situation if you are outside at all in those areas highlighted in orange. It will still be dangerous. So if you are spending a lot of time outside today, we are still going to be dealing with heat index values closer to the 90s. So hot either way you look at it. Here's a look at our comfort index. We call this the muggy meter. We are going to stay muggy today, muggy tomorrow. And then Thursday and Friday, a frontal boundary will move through. So we'll see some relief with our dew points. They'll be in the 60s, and it'll still feel a bit humid outside, but it'll feel a lot better than how we started our week off yesterday and even today. But we'll still see humidity. And the sunset tracker is something we also should talk about. We're talking about the longest day of the year being Thursday. And you know, today we're looking at 9:31 as far as our sunset time goes. And then by June 25th, it's 9:32. And look, July 9th, we're already losing daylight already. So 9:28 p.m. will be our latest sunset, at least July 9th. We are talking about the beach forecast too. If you're hoping to dip your toes in the water and cool off today, not the safest time to do it. We also have a small craft advisory due to our higher waves today. We do have that rip current being a moderate risk. So don't swim in the water. Maybe just dip your toesies in a little bit if you want to, but really, yeah, toesies. I knew you would laugh at that. But water temperatures in the 50s and 60s. So on the cooler side, it will feel nice and refreshing, but just don't get caught in those rip currents. It's going to be a dangerous situation if you do. And we do have the chance for the isolated rain and thunderstorms later. Here's a look at our 4-zone forecast highs. 80s in the eastern upper peninsula. We're looking at that isolated thunderstorm possible this afternoon and evening. Our highs will be in the 80s and 90s south of the bridge. We are looking at a breezy southwesterly wind, and that's what's ushering in this warm air mass still under this dome of high pressure. We're looking at 90 degrees in Sheboygan, 93 in Alpena, 88 in Traverse City, 91 in Boyne City, isolated shower or storm possible. Our southern counties saw that early shower. We could see an afternoon storm. And then tonight, we're not going to cool off a lot again. So it will feel humid. You'll need that fan on throughout the evening tonight, and even air conditioning if you have it. We're looking at isolated showers and storms possible, again, mainly later in the evening, and then we'll start to see a break from that. We're looking at partly cloudy sky south of the bridge, mainly 70s, and that isolated storm through the straits. Partly cloudy sky and humid if you are west of I-75, and still breezy conditions. We'll see that southwesterly wind still feeling a bit gusty. Here's a look at our extended forecast. Hot and humid weather will stick with us tomorrow. We're looking at showers and storms tomorrow too, possible. And then Thursday, that is the first official day of summer. And we're back closer to average, 70s and 80s, maybe just flirting with average a little bit. And then the weekend looks like it could be active with 70s and 80s and showers and thunderstorms.
Okie doke.
I can breathe now.
Ready for the comments, Bricca?
Let's do them.
Perfect. It's 77. It's partly cloudy in Farmington Hills. It's according to Christopher. He had a comment about laundry, too. Oh, he was up at 6 a.m. to get his laundry done earlier because of the weather. Normally, he does it around 9:30. And maybe he wants to help the power grid for those who need the power.
Yeah,
He's
that's a
doing
good
it
idea.
early, maybe. Yeah. Very courteous of you, Christopher.
I just was living in darkness a lot yesterday. I just had all my blinds closed. Felt nice.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Christopher says, nice dress, Heather. Bright yellow, really pretty.
Thank you.
And he's guessing more than 15 hours for the weather quiz. What else do we have here? We got Paul watching from Rogers City. He's saying, hi, Heather, Brendan Gibb, and Slang Sarah. Slang.
She might be tuning in.
Yeah, I haven't seen her pop up yet. So slang is a slang term. Just like good job, right? Is that a good definition?
We're doing an exceptionally good job.
Wow, ooh. Wow.
Yeah, like it's above good, great. I think it's just like a little, it's a spicy great.
Is it?
If I had to give
I'll
it,
have to remember that.
yeah, I think that's the way I can dumb it down and make it more understandable. Spicy great.
Wow, spicy great.
Yeah.
We have Susie Q. It's 76 in Frederick. Another beautiful hot day, she says. We have Paula saying good morning from Boyne Falls, where it's an unbelievable, she has unbelievable in all caps there. 81 degrees and sunny.
Yep.
Yeah. Gib likes to type in all caps all the time.
We know, he's always screaming at us, you guys.
He has his reasons. I'm just giving him a hard time. But when Paula types in all caps, she's not messing around.
She means business.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Paul is saying hi to my mom and saying, please pet Benji for me. Speaking of Benj, my mom is including him in the comment. She's saying good morning, Facebook friends. Crazy hot in Chicago and also Port Huron. Stay inside and probably not a long walk for the Benji, she says. Not a bad idea. You know, that pavement gets so hot for the paws on the pads on the paws. The pads on the paws. For the dogs, you get my point, yeah.
I do, yeah. And I have sensitive feet, so I don't even like walking barefoot. So
yeah.
I don't blame them.
For the pets and the humans too, yeah. Paul is guessing more than 15 hours for the quiz. Wally is with us this morning, saying good morning. It's sunny and hot today. He's heading to Drummond Island.
Oh, enjoy your time in Drummond Island.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll watch the ferry and see if you cross by.
Detour Village over to Drummond Island, yeah.
Yeah. And we have our 2 Drummond Island cameras now.
We do, yeah.
Yeah.
We have is it 2 on Mackinac Island as well?
Yeah, 2 on Mackinac Island too.
Nancy is with us this morning, saying it's 79 in East Jordan. She's guessing 13 hours. Wally's guessing 13 hours. Susie Q is guessing the 15-hour option. And Mark is watching from Mayo. It's 78 degrees. And Christopher is giving us some clarification. He says, I have a small trailer that I'm renting that I live in with no washer and dryer. So with being muggy today, that's why he did the laundry earlier. Thank you for clarifying, Christopher. Now we're all caught up on comments.
All right, so we'll talk about the sunset time. So the summer solstice is Thursday. That means that's the longest possible day of the year that we have. That's why it's called the solstice. So how many average hours of daylight does northern Michigan see on the longest day of the year?
More than 15 hours.
Yes, you knew it. So it's about 15 hours and 40-ish minutes, depending on where you're at in northern Michigan. Our sunset's 9:45 p.m. on Thursday. It's crazy at almost 10 p.m. and you'll still see a little bit of light in the sky.
Even at 11 during this time of year.
Yeah, I know.
Still
I remember
a little bit
I
of
filled in
light.
for Joe around this time, and it would be still light out when I was heading home at closer to midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in December, when we hit winter, we get, I don't know, like a couple hours of daylight or something.
Yeah, like an hour.
Just an hour, yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
kidding.
So Thursday on, Heather.
Yes.
It starts to get darker earlier.
It's the decline. I know I like to talk about it, but it's also sad if you like all the sunshine.
Yeah.
And that's when we start losing daylight rapidly into the rest of summer. So here's a look at our weather quiz standings, though. So Brendan is 1 for 2 this week, tied with director Gibb and our Facebook viewer, and that was Mark today. And producer Sarah's 0 for 1. Since she missed yesterday, she's going to be 1 behind this week.
And then Wally is saying, look for the white Silverado with the red side-by-side on the trailer. That will be me. I'm going up there to Drummond with 3 buddies from high school.
Oh, fun.
So in case you're watching that Drummond Island cam, Heather, you know what to look out for.
Yeah.
And we want to talk about tomorrow. We're talking about what the company calls Northern Michigan's first dog-friendly social pub, I believe is the terminology they're using.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Well, at least Drummond Island looking toward,
Peeping.
I guess I got a little excited for our morning show tease.
You did.
This is more important.
No, I'm peeping right
That's
now.
okay.
But we
No,
can do the morning
I
show
thought
tease.
Gib would take my cue, but
Yeah,
he
I
didn't.
thought so too. But
There it
we
is.
go. Gib, did you fall asleep back there? Are you awake now?
Oh,
Yeah.
he's snoring in our ear.
Okay.
Anyway, as I was saying about this dog-friendly social pub, it's in Grand Traverse County, not far from Traverse City. Madison is going to take us on a live tour tomorrow morning. And so that should be interesting.
And that starts at 6. But
Yes.
we are here for more fun, friendship, and forecasting at 4:30 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want news and weather, we'll be here. If you want Madison, you gotta wait till 6.
Yeah, so if you want to have a beer next to your dog and want to socialize with other people and have your dog socialize with other dogs, there are some stipulations and things.
Right.
You know, the dog has to, they have to make sure the dog's vaccinated and all those things. But anyway, we'll talk about all those details tomorrow
Yeah,
morning.
we'll find out more from Madison. Of
course.
Yeah,
Yep.
and get the lowdown on what it looks like and what you can expect.
Is somebody walking their dog there,
Yeah, it looks like
waiting
it.
for the ferry?
Yeah, a little dog. It's hard to tell,
Yeah.
but yeah, looks like they're just waiting.
They can't go anywhere, so might as well take the dog out for a potty break.
Yeah, you might as well be productive while you're sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure, or just to get the legs moving, probably antsy.
Christopher talking about towns closer to the North Pole. It always stays longer daylight and longer night in the winter. Yep. Paul saying space bar. Paul knows how this works.
100%. Space bar.
So in order to advance the graphics, Gib, if he codes everything correctly, hits space bar, controls the audio, the video, the graphics.
The swoosh.
Yeah, all that. So that's what Paul
And I
means.
joke that Gib is
Space
space bar. So when we accidentally hit something, it means he hit the space bar too quick or there was something else going on. But we know it takes a lot of time and effort for Gib to do his job. But essentially, the space bar is the go button for him.
And he's
I
good
have
at it.
my go button here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
That's that.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
so
He
he's
said
ready to
gonna
hit the space bar again. There we go. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
And then if he hits it one more time, our microphones go off. You see the camera above the green screen.
Exactly. Well, have a good Tuesday. Stay cool.
Yeah.
Make sure you're staying safe if you're outside today. And we'll be right back here for more fun, friendship, and forecasting tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Ready for the space bar?
Yeah.